tournament. We're going to take a look at Team Snecko.
This is AZIO Esports on the blue side up against Gecko on the red side.
Did we not agree to Snecko?
No.
I thought we had a thing
their
here.
Their official name is Gecko.
Well, that's just not as fun.
But it might as well be Snecko. The reason it's called Gecko is because you had Lansneck and GSM, which stands for Gecko Slam Armageddon. Don't ask why the end. Don't ask why the end.
It's a whole nother discussion.
But those were two teams that sort of like combined in order to come to Tokyo and Tulsa. But then one of the members of GSM dropped out and they got another member of Sneck. So I was like, okay, we'll move to Snecko because that's more Sneck and less Gecko, you know?
I guess it didn't translate well. But the bans this game, we look like Ivern and Lucian coming out for Team Gecko. It sounds so dirty. It sounds like a betrayal in my mouth. Oh, we can't? Oh,
yeah,
we're still talking?
They can't see it on the stream.
Oh, well. Honestly, I blame society.
Can you transition us to the correct scene? Sheldon,
I'm not sure how we can signal
the
them.
right scene? We're not on the right scene right now. We're not on the right scene right now.
So, even though you guys can't see it, the bands are Ivern, Lucian, and Jarvan for, do we have an acronym for them? What is their acronym?
Who, AZIO or Gecko?
Well, AZIO is easy to say. Gecko.
I'm just going to call him Gecko. But anyway.
Oh, boy.
AZIO Esports banned away. Now you can see it. Zaya, Thresh, and Zach. On the other side, Gecko has banned away Ivern, Lucian, and Jarvan. And the first pick will be AZIO picking up the Orianna in the mid lane.
Orianna is such a good pick right now. She's just a strong, versatile mid laner. She's got damage, she's got AoE, she's got peel, wave clear, and she's supportive.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the all-in-one package.
Rarely do you see Orianna not fit into a team comp.
Yeah. I can't really think of one either.
Yeah. On the other side, Gecko, Thresh has been a big pick for Bad Cop for a while now, but it's banned away, so he picks up the Alistar. It's going to be a tank support in the bottom lane. Alistar did just get buffed, and they pick up Gragas as well for PB Doughboy in the jungle.
Not only has Thresh been good for Bad Cop specifically, but Thresh and all the supports that have like the pulls, like Thresh and Blitzcrank, are very strong right now. Yeah. And I'm not really sure why. I guess it's a result of the champions that are good right now. Like Tristan is a good counter pick to the good ADCs right now, other than Draven, of course.
Yeah.
But Thresh is excellent against Tristana. He knocks her out of her jump and a multitude of things. He can hook her when he gets ulted and he flies back, and it's actually really funny. But we're going to see Elise come out here. Elise, good pick into Gragas. She has a bit of trouble dealing with his burst damage early, but she always deals a ton to him. It's hard for Gragas to deal with her at all because her Spiderlings block his body slam and things like that. It's a lot of small things.
Yeah, and they will also pick up Braum. Braum is probably the most versatile of the tank supports now. He's also considered a counterpick to other tank supports like Alistar. So, Braum, pretty good pick here.
Alistar is, it's better than other champions because his ult does break the stun CC, which is a lot of the reason he's so good against the other tank supports. So it could be worse, but it is definitely not a great matchup for Alistar here.
Yep. And Xerath will be the pickup in the mid lane for Shaq Daddy.
It's the last
so both teams have picked up their mid, jungle, and support. They'll ban away Ashe now away from the AD carry of AZIO.
Do you think AZIO flash Ashe just to pull the ban, or what do you think? Was this a strategy?
I haven't looked at any of their OPGGs. I don't know anything about AZIO Esports in general.
So my personal conspiracy theory here is that they're playing psychological warfare.
You left your Brave pants at home.
There's a Poppy
you want me to wait while you go get them?
Lamp. That's been a big pick for him in general in the top lane.
I'd like to see him transition more into what the meta is right now, which is like glass cannon duelists. You see a lot of them top lane now.
But I mean, with the most recent patch, you kind of see a movement away from that. Fiora.
Fiora nerfs.
Sort of soft countered by the addition of Bramble Vest.
Yeah, Bramble Vest does deal well for a lot of the, like, Gnar is not as good against Bramble Vest because it slows his attack speed so he can't get his passive off. Fiora...
Bramble Vest doesn't slow attack speed.
Eventually.
Didn't you tell me? You told me earlier it did.
Thorn
I mean,
Mail.
what else are you going to build Bramble Vest into? Does it build into other items?
But I mean, you can. Yeah, it builds into Thorn Mail.
It does. I mean, that's the only item it builds into, though. It doesn't build into.
But I mean, the Bramble Vest itself, you just buy that. You can apply grievous wounds and return auto attack damage. That's really good against a lot of these sustained bruisers like Fiora.
Yeah. Well, Fiora's nerf also hurt her a lot. A lot of her chasing ability came down. Her ult no longer applies her passive movement speed and things like that.
Tristana's going to be picked up for Sneck in the AD carry position for Tien Sama. Banned away Ashe and Jhin. What are they going to pick up? The Twitch is the hover for the ADC of AZIO.
Twitch is an excellent champion against a lot of bruisers like this who like stack up on top of each other to chain CCs together. You know, you can just auto attack through them. What I want to really know is how does Braum's shield interact with Tristana? If Tristana targets Twitch and Braum's shield takes it, is he pushed back?
He's pushed back.
So is Tristana a counter pick to Braum then? Because she ults him and he, jumps to shield Twitch, and Twitch is also damaged and pushed back by the ult, right?
I think Buster Shot, it'll apply the knockback to multiple people, but only the damage to one person.
Okay.
And then Renekton will be picked up for the top lane of AZIO up against whatever they pick up here for Jack in the top lane. It looks like it's going to be Gnar. Okay.
So Singe is banned because we collectively agreed, not just us, but the players too. He got banned because he's banned in LCS right now?
He on the most recent patch, which came out on Wednesday, he is planned to be hotfixed. He's currently disabled on Tournament Realm. So when you have a champion that's changed very significantly, very recently, to the point that he's a little bit overpowered, then it's justifiably disabled for tournament purposes.
So we were talking about how the new champion, which I'm not sure what his name is, but
Kayn is also disabled.
Kayn is banned, but that was going to happen anyways. And then someone asked, why isn't Singed banned? Because he's banned in this, and it just kind of turned into a collective agreement.
Yeah. They changed the Singe passive. They also changed a lot about his kid. His playstyle is mostly the same, but there are very significant changes to it.
The most significant change to the champion isn't actually his passive. The most significant change is on his W, which now grounds champions.
The mega adhesive.
Oh, it's brutal. I love it. I really like Singe. I wish he was played in this tournament.
Yeah. Let's see. Jack's got Twitch and Ness gets Ori.
Yeah, I'm not sure about their champion pools, but if you're that excited, I'm glad to see what we're about to
see some things on, see some people on picks that they're known for, at least among their friend bases.
Especially champions like Orianna. I mean, they can play conservatively, but they can also be really flashy. It's really easy to, flash sombrero yourself into a 5-man. Would be pretty impressive.
Yeah. Shaq Daddy, however, is on a pick that he's pretty well known for in OKLCS. That's Zerat. He's really just done a lot on the champion. He's really consistent, really good at landing the skill shots, especially that right of the arcane. Just 100-0 somebody from across the map.
So he plays the ult as a more roam and pick off the other lanes rather than a push under and then execute your laner kind of.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of times in the mid game in OKLCS, he just sort of sees the AD carry standing there, and he just starts his ultimate from a mile away, just picks him off immediately, without even putting himself in danger.
I see a lot of Xeraths in solo queue, and I'm only plat or whatever, but I see a lot of them push under, and then they'll take their ult and they'll just kill the next wave, or get a lot of damage down on the next champion, and they just try and just massively push down mid lane, which leads to a lot of ganks from the enemy jungler. Hopefully, we don't see that kind of gameplay here. My mic can't actually go up. I just have to yell more, which I am not going to do. I'm sorry.
What do we think about the Renekton-Gnar top lane matchup? I really actually have no idea how that lane is supposed to go. Is Gnar supposed to win that one?
So I think Gnar wins the poke matchup because he's ranged, but I think Renekton wins the all-in.
Well, yeah, that's in general how it would work, but does Renekton have the damage? Does
yes.
Renekton have the damage
as long as Gnar is small, if Renekton can get on him, he can basically one-shot him.
Okay. No, the other person. Need my mic closer? Okay.
Yeah.
Tall or short guy?
Or we could do taller, shorter, or we could do wide or thin.
I'm not actually that much shorter than you, I don't think, am I? If we stand up?
You're pretty short.
Okay, thanks, dude.
Yeah, you're welcome, man.
Anyway, there's a lot of good disengage on the side of Gecko. They got Gragas to disengage. They can Alistair punt somebody out. They can Tristana punt somebody out.
What I'm looking forward to is the anti-synergy, right? Nara's going to jump in, and he's going to ult, and Tristana's going to ult, and it's going to knock whoever he's ulting, let's say Braum, for example, because he's got his shield up. It's going to knock him out of the Nara ult, so they're not going to get stunned, and they're all just going to be pushed back where they started, and it's just...
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Anyway, we are finally getting into game after that spectator delay.
And now we have a black screen.
Yeah, we're just waiting on it to load in. There we are. It is AZIO Esports on the blue side up against Gecko on the red side.
And we are going to see 10 skins this game, which, you know, it's pretty standard for higher elo games, I'd say. They're willing to spend more money because they put in more time to the game. We're getting feisty in the chat, I see.
Yeah. That's getting a little,
Heated?
Heated, that's a good word for it.
Heated is a good word. So what do you think the matchup is going to be like mid?
Mid, Orianna versus Xerath. I tend to think that Orianna will lose that matchup. Not like hard, but she's going to get shoved into tower because she can't really try and trade back on the Xerath because of that huge range discrepancy.
Yeah, another issue that I have with Orianna's wave clear against Xerath is that hers costs a lot more mana. Because you've got a QW and then E or Q back.
Like Xerath does.
Exactly. So it's going to be a lot more dependent on how efficiently she can clear.
AZIO Esports, they're grouping up mid, trying to get that little side brush invade, but Gecko, they had the same idea. They're all 5 invading onto the red side jungle.
The old switcheroo.
They're gonna see each other on their way out, and they're gonna realize that they've ships passed in the night.
Hopefully they meet in the middle, and we can see both teams caught out stranded.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's gonna happen here.
Yeah. Gecko, they
so
just run their way out. AZIO Esports on the other side. Oh, Fire Theft has figured out what's happened now. Now it doesn't look like they're gonna collapse on each other. They'll just walk around each other for a little bit.
They all got ward coverage, which is nice. We'll get to see who's starting where, which, I mean, should be pretty typical. Gragas is probably going to start blue buff, and Elise is probably going to start Raptors.
Yeah, I would have expected the Gragas to actually start Raptors.
You know, typically I think that you should, but in this specific matchup, I like ganking top at level 3.
Okay.
Because Renekton, he has a lot of mobility when he has his rage built up, but at level 3...
Chrono gonna look for the blue buff steal. Is he gonna get it? They did spot him out on the ward. Alright, Jackalo's Lamp going to throw out the boomerang onto Fire Theft. That blue buff is still on a ward.
There is no uncapped bracket yet. When it's up, we'll post it in the chat.
PB Doughboy had just barely secured that one. Chrono almost got that, but now Captain Jack Sparrow is going to get a little bit of pressure. He's actually got the shove advantage over onto Tien Sama and Bad Cop somehow in a 1v2.
Braum, he delayed the blue a little bit, but he also lost a lot of XP there, so he's not going to be level 2 for when Tristana and the Alistair both hit level 2, but the Twitch does have the level advantage
got to get stunned up by the concussive blows, throws down the explosive shot. Captain Jack Sparrow exhausted after the sponge. Tien Sama taking a free autos onto from Chrono. Level 2 hit by Bad Cop and Tien Sama, but Captain Jack Sparrow successfully pushed them away.
Yeah, so Twitch being level 2 was a bit of an advantage, but it wasn't enough to negate the fact that Twitch is a very squishy champion.
Rocket jump onto Captain Jack Sparrow, pops the summoner heal and the flash, and Tien Sama goes in with another flash and gets stunned up, and it will be Captain Jack Sparrow! Picks up first blood, a little bit too far from Tien Sama.
So there was a joke going around a few months ago about Tien's tower dive really early in the game. Oh man, he's going to be upset later when he finds us memeing this.
Oh, he did not respect the stun from concussive blows. Thought he had the damage, but he gets stunned up before he can get that last auto attack off. Ooh, good Cocoon lands onto Jackal's Lamp after the Ruthless Predator. He will get beaten down, but Fire Theft wastes his flash.
They did very good there. They chained the CC together just right so Jack couldn't jump the cocoon. And there's nothing really you can do as a Gnar who's not swole.
PB Doughboy gonna get found by Mask Link here. He doesn't want this. Cocoon lands. He's gonna have to body slam over the side. Oh, fails the flash over the wall. Nesua handed over 3 double buffs and a kill.
So we see flashes down top, mid, and jungle for Team Snecko or Land Gecko.
Yeah. And Mask Link has made 2 really good ganks in the solo lanes while the bottom lane for Land Gecko just falling apart by themselves.
Yeah, when one lane loses, it's easy to get tilted, and your other lanes start losing because they get, in the mental state that their team is behind, and they need to make up for it somehow, and that leads to a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah, it leads you to play more gutsy because you feel like you need to do something to get the lead back. Jack is going to find Mask Link, does steal a little Raptor.
It was all worth it, yeah. I mean, we call those pebbles where I'm from. We do see Orianna, she now has the blue buff, so the push isn't going to be as detrimental as it would have been for her. She's going to be able to just clear the wave better than Zerath now, for the time being.
Yeah, Shack Daddy getting a lot of pressure. And Jack is now down 2 levels to fire that level 3 to level 5.
But he is going to catch up with that huge minion wave.
Here comes Mask Link. They build up a giant wave and they're getting ready for the dive. Ruthless Predator into the cocoon. Mask Link picks up a kill onto Jack.
And his TP is down right now, isn't it? No, his TP is up. He's going to lose a lot of CS there, but I don't think he's going to be able to TP back into the tower. It looks like they're going for it.
Definitely not. That was really well played by Fire Theft and Mask Link. They prepped the wave in the top lane ready for him so that he has to die. Oh, there's PB Doughboy coming around the backside. Rocket jump in onto Captain Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow getting jumped on by TN now, and they're trading auto attacks. Another rocket jump after the reset, and it will be a kill for TN Sama.
So they left Tristana there to kill a Twitch who had basically no health. And it's funny that he almost killed TN by himself.
Yeah.
Tristana doesn't, is a late game champion. She wants to scale up and get items, but it's just astounding how much her auto attacks don't do.
Yeah. Yeah, the serrated Dirk is the first item for Captain Jack Sparrow, looking like he wants to make use of those lethality buffs.
Yeah,
I'm going to be the Duskblade.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing the Duskblade. The Duskblade, it got a lot of stat. I'd say bonuses. They're probably too good, honestly. It's got cooldown, lethality. I believe it has more AD. Did they increase the AD this patch?
I don't know if it was AD, but I know it's more lethality. I think all the lethality items got 3 more lethality. In addition, lethality now scales with the user's age or a level rather than the target's, so might not be as effective on ADC considering their sharing experience. But it's a good item. It's very good.
Well, I guess it's the same, effectiveness on ADCs because they're fighting bot lane. So at least until mid game, it's not going to be that much of a difference.
Ooh, Shockwave's going to catch Shack Daddy. Gets stunned up. Here's Fire Theft. Flash away by Shack Daddy will mean that he survives.
Yeah, the flash was necessary there. If he hadn't done that, he'd be dead. But I don't know if he needed to put himself in that situation in the first place.
He's feeling the pressure from Nesua now.
He's also down 20 CS.
Yeah.
The Elise is doing a great job here.
Yeah, Mask Link gonna get caught by Bad Cop, but here's Chrono as well. PB Doughboy coming across the side. Shag Daddy trying to be handed off his blue buff, but Captain Jack Sparrow gonna come forward, catch the explosive shot from TN Sama. Jack has already lost his tower in the top lane to Fire Theft, and now Jack is gonna get jumped on a little bit. He's trying to kite back with those ranged auto attacks.
So this is the issue, right? Renekton and Gnar. I mean, he got ganked, so he was behind anyways. But Gnar is really good at poking Renekton, but he's really he's a dog that's all bark and no bite, so he really doesn't want to all in at any point on Renekton. So he wants to poke and poke, and when he builds up enough rage from getting hit and
oh yeah, like here,
like
Fire Theft gonna get the Ruthless Predator.
Excuse me.
Jack Love's Lamp is going very low. Fire Theft gonna back away. Saw that he got that hyper movement speed boost. Shack Daddy gets his own blue buff. He's now trying to shove in into this mid lane, but here's Nesua. Flash Cocoon from Mask Link, and Nesua blows him to bits.
Flashing there gave the Cocoon less travel time, which I think was necessary there, or he could have, dipped out a little bit, or, thrown his own stun to negate the Orianna's damage for a little bit. I don't know if it was necessary, though.
Yeah, from better safe than sorry there to secure that kill. It was a really good play. You're right, he probably was throwing that cocoon from Fog of War, but good to just make sure that it lands.
Yeah. The CS deficit is just growing now. 34 CS down in the mid lane for Team Land Gecko.
Yeah, and now close to 30 in the top lane as well in favor of Fire Theft. We do see he's built the Bramble Vest to try and counter Fire Theft's all in, but he's so far behind right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure how well that's going to do against Renekton. On his W, he does auto attack twice or 3 times when it's charged with Blood Fury, but the return damage isn't going to do a whole lot until he gets the.
Well, but it also applies Grievous Wounds.
Yeah, but
pretty significant.
Grievous Wounds is important when you're trying to kill your laner, but when you're trying to survive, it's not as relevant.
Badcop's going to get stunned up by the concussive blows. They're going to put down a lot of free damage onto him. Badcop walks away with 30% HP after the Contaminate.
We do see Twitch low on mana, though. A lot of times Twitch wants to go in, and he'll go in low on mana, and then he won't have enough to E, and he'll get caught out and then die because the bulk of his damage is negated. I wonder if we're going to see that happen here. But, oh, back to the point. Grievous Wounds isn't as important when you're just getting, bullied down and you're losing health. Because they're at full health anyways, you're not doing any damage back to them. So I might have liked to see a different item come out first, like Ninja Tabby, for example.
Yeah, maybe that would be a better pickup. It is pretty effective against Renekton, but he's so far behind that you really can't make use of it.
Yeah. If he was even, it would be a great item to pick up now. So I'm wondering if he's gonna...
Hold on a second. Ooh, Body Slam Flash from PB Doughboy knocks Nesua into the tower with the explosive cast, but here's Fire Theft! He's gonna stun up PB Doughboy, and the Shockwave catches Shaq Daddy. Mask Link on a killing spree as Fire Theft gets himself out of there. Doesn't even have to burn the Dominus. Nesua going pretty low there. If Shaq Daddy got to a safe position, he could use the Rite of the Arcane, try and pick him off.
And we are going to see...
Here it is, Rite of the Arcane Command Protect comes out. Nesua dodging away, good job. Doesn't even have to burn the flash or the heal. Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty hard
Sama takes a lot of damage from that Contaminate.
Ooh. He's just getting peppered with, I'm not sure what the name for the bronze Q is. Winter's Bite. He's just getting peppered with those and, a few ticks of poison here and there. And then he gets hit with the Exsanguinate, and it just drops his health. I don't know... Does he not have any? No, he went Pickaxe rather than Vampiric Scepter.
Did Gecko win their first game? Land Gecko is coming off of a loss to 50 Shades of Mosier from round 1. I don't know what...
Gecko lost their first game, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes I don't listen to you, Alex.
Alright, but Jack is going to try and solo out the Rift Herald, but he's found by Fire Theft. Has to hop himself, or rather, Crunch out of the pit. It's Crunch when he's Mega.
And it's Hop when he's tiny?
Yeah, it's Hop when he's tiny, Crunch when he's Mega.
Boy, trying to do Rift Herald as top laner is something I don't really think
Jack,
I've seen many people do.
Here. Oh, Shockwave's gonna... Oh, bad flash from Shaq Daddy. Flashes himself closer to the ball. Captain Jack Sparrow tanks it up, but he's not going to die to the tower, and it's going to be another tower going over in favor of AZIO. Oh, now TN Sama.
That was rough.
Doughboy now getting jumped on. Badcop messes up the combo. Now Captain Jack Sparrow autoing onto him. He's going to get stunned up with Fire Theft. Good use of the Unbreakable Will in order to cleanse the stun. Has to back himself away. He took a lot of damage for that one. Teleport pulled out from Jack Love's Lamp as well.
It looks like they're going to take the advantage of that fight, and they're just going to go rotating down to Dragon and maybe... Oh, actually, they're just going to stalk the blue buff here. It looks like they might go for a pick afterwards.
Ooh, it resets. That's not what you want.
This is definitely not what you want.
Alright, here we go. TN Sama's auto attack's going to be blocked by the Unbreakable as they secure the blue buff for Nesua. Now Badcop's going in, but he's no way to go out! There's the Glacial Fissure, catches him out. Then good dodge from the Repel onto Shaq Daddy's stun. Now they're looking for PB Doughboy, throws out the Q, backs himself away. It's going to be a quick kill onto Badcop.
One thing you want to do against a team that has Orianna and Twitch is not fight in an arrow corridor. Yeah. That's going to be rough. The Dragon is going to go down pretty easily, and it looks like they're just going to take down bottom after this.
Yeah, Cloud Drake secured easy as pie for AZIO Esports. Now they send Jack Sparrow and Chrono into the bottom lane. Shaq Daddy is about half mana, no flash, doesn't feel ready to stay here. He's going to try and throw out the Qs to wave clear.
It looks like they're just going to give it up, reset, which is probably a good idea here. You have a lot of gold. They got a kill and a dragon, a few minions here and there. And it looks like we're going to see the Black Thiever come out from Renekton here soon. At least she has Runic Gecko. She's building probably into a Leandry's, you know, pretty typical.
Jack Daddy might have walked out a little too far here. Jack Sparrow comes in. Chrono gets a winner's bite slow. They're going to look for a few more auto attack stuns him, but Chrono gets the kill with the ignite.
Yeah, Twitch Braum is surprisingly potent. When Twitch can be invisible closer up and Braum can jump to him, it's kind of like a 2-for-1 ambush.
Yeah. Duskblade of Drakthar was finished for Twitch. Going to be doing a lot of damage with that completed. A lot of lethality, a lot of AD, plus the Duskblade passive.
The out-of-combat move speed and the ward coverage thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
More importantly, the damage on the first auto out.
Oh, Duskblade has so many passives. Who knows what you're talking about at this point?
I don't think it gives move speed anymore. I think all the move speed for lethality was focused into giving these Ghostblade.
Was it? That might be true. Yeah, these were both Oklahoma teams, I believe. I think we only have one out-of-state team.
KU Esports for sure is out of state. I don't know anything about AZIO Esports, to be honest with you. AZIO is a League KC team, Kansas City.
Okay. Then we have two out-of-state teams, and it looks like Kansas might just be better than Oklahoma at League, judging from our two streamed games.
Nesua going to be grabbing his own blue buff.
And Jack has fallen a bit more behind. He's caught up a lot in CS here.
Yeah, he's himself quite a bit up, and now he's actually jumped on to Fire Theft here. He's gonna get stunned up by the Ruthless Predator. Jack about to go mega. Fire Theft pops the Dominus Nard into the wall. There's the wallop, and here comes PB Doughboy. Fire Theft flashes away immediately. PB Doughboy looking for it. Still got the body slam. He doesn't have his slash as well. He's gonna not use it. Fire Theft now getting focused by 3 members, and he will get knocked away. Tien Sama picks up a kill, but that's a lot committed into the top lane, and AZIO Esports will take the tower in the bottom lane with the help of the Rift Herald.
And Grievous Wounds was important in that fight because it allowed him to stall enough of the health regain that Renekton would have had to allow his teammates to come in and clean up there.
Yep, and here we go. AZIO Esports, they continue with the Rift Herald, chunks down that tower in the bottom lane. They are going to get another one in that one. They get trade 1 kill onto Fire Theft for 2 towers in the bottom lane. Shockwave catches 3! Tien Sama and Jack Loves Slam have to back away, but here goes Body Slam flash from PB Doughboy. Good flash from Nesua to cancel out the explosive cast, and they pick off PB Doughboy, Bad Cop, and Jack knocked out by the Glacial Fissure. Bad Cop will be focused down. Double kill over to Mask Link. Jack Loves Slam running for his life, but he will get taken down. It's a 4 kills for 0 in favor of AZIO Esports.
It was a really well-placed Brommel. Not only did it knock a few people off, but it also cut them off from the slow effect that it leaves behind.
Yeah, and now with all of them dead, they get an inhib at 17 minutes. AZIO Esports dominating Land Gecko.
13-2, the deficit's about 10,000, give or take, you know,
11.
1 or 2. Hey, we can round here to whole numbers, all right?
11 is a whole number.
It's a lie. 11 is a lie. Tell your friends. But what was I getting at? 5-0 towers. We see a lot of kills stacked on the Elise and the Orianna for the most part. On Landsnake only has 2 kills, and they're both on Tristana at least, so they might have a chance to come back.
Recommendations on interview for AZIO? Well, they haven't won just yet.
Honestly, who I'd like to see interviewed is the Renekton. I think the setup that they had on top lane so early to set Jack behind was a really good amount of teamwork.
Jack Sparrow coming in on the Tien Sama. Bad Cop here. He has to... Wow, Tien took a lot of damage there. Bad Cop going to get knocking Fire Theft into the tower, but he's very tanky. Alright, now AZIO Esports looking for the push into this top, or this mid lane tower. Jack is going to teleport in, try and help his team hold it off. But they've got supers to deal with here fairly soon in the bottom lane. They're sending Fire Theft into the top lane to deal with that wave building up.
It looks like all ults are about up for both teams. The Braum has a little bit left, but the next fight should be all summoner spells, all ults up. Except for the heals are down for the mid laner, Nesua, and
Jack is about to go mega. Explosive cast used. Nesua knocked into the blue buff pit, but no follow-up from the rest of Land Gecko. What was that?
When the team's behind like this, you know, we were talking earlier about how your mentality changes and you start being more aggressive, and then after that happens, you actually start being more passive.
Well, I think what happened there is Jack was about to go Mega, so he says, we need to fight now. But the explosive cast was just not placed in a way that they could really engage, and now Jack is just getting soloed out by Fire Theft. He's gonna get the Hyper Proc Flash from Chrono into the Glacial Fissure. Mask Link goes legendary, just bites him down.
And they're going to push down the top tower here, and without Jack there, they're going to be able to push down another tower.
Land Gecko too slow on the rotation.
Yeah, probably result in another in-hit.
There's a cocoon on the PB Doughboy. Winner's Bite will land, but they'll back away, just take the tower. Tien Sama and Bad Cop on the rotation up, but I don't think that that's the way you want to come just yet. They are going to be able to get there. Red buff stolen away by Captain Jax here, after the blue buff stolen by Nesua as well.
So they're going to back off here. They're going to take Dragon, and then they're going to go to Baron, which is also spawning soon, 30 seconds from now.
Yeah.
Roughly. So they're going to do that. They're going to reset. They're just going to go shove down the lane that they already have pushed, or they're just going to run it down mid lane. And I don't think this game's going to last much longer. There's not a lot of hope on the red side here.
12.5k gold lead in favor of AZIO Esports. They're going to get their second Dragon of the game. 6 towers to 0.
So it looks like the Duskblade, I haven't gotten to really see Jack do a lot by himself. I have seen him, work well with Braum because Twitch works well with Braum. But I would really like to see how powerful the Duskblade is on Twitch individually. Like see him trying to ambush the mid laner, for example, by himself, or something like that, just to test its power level.
Yeah. He's getting the Runon's Hurricane. He's finished off the Runon's Hurricane. Now probably going to get the Eye Edge. I would assume Bad Cop going to knock Fire Theft away, just pop a ward, but it's immediately taken out by Fire Theft thanks to that control ward in the pit.
Tien's starting to scale now. He's finished Eye Edge. He's got 2 daggers. It looks like he's going to try and go into a Static Shiv, which would probably be better because they need the wave clear to stop the super minions in the push.
Yeah.
Or the Rapid Fire Cannon, which...
One of the problem is, though, Tristana doesn't really come online until maybe
3 items,
items. Like, possibly the second Zeal item and maybe a Last Whisper.
I see a lot of Tristanas go IE, or BF Sword Zeal IE into both of the attack speed items.
Ooh, Explosive Cast used it
Whiff.
Wrong, but Fire Theft going into the middle, and he's just going to solo out Jack. Gets him with the flash, but he will die to Tien Sama in the meantime.
They allotted so much top lane that they're going to lose a lot in mid here.
Yeah, they've committed so much into that top lane, trying to take down Fire Theft because Jack cannot deal with him. Bad Cop goes in with the Headbutt Pulverize. AZIO Esports lose their minion wave.
Luckily, Xerath is doing a wonderful job of keeping the super minions pushed back and clearing mid lane, so it makes it harder for them to push down the, well, originally it was the tier 2 tower, but now it's the inhib tower. Ward coverage, a bit lacking this game.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more wards bought from the other players that aren't the support, who obviously has the Sightstone already.
Yeah. They've concentrated a lot of vision, though, into the top side jungle, which makes a lot of sense in case you wanted to go for that Baron play.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense the later the game goes on. It also makes sense because the 2 lanes that the other team has left to push, AZIO, is top lane, so they need to get the jungle warded between the 2 lanes.
Between top and mid.
Yeah.
Alright, the inhib has respawned for Land Gecko. Means they're going to be dealing with a little bit less pressure in the bottom lane. 13k gold lead in favor of AZIO Esports. Just a very systematic game for them.
Yeah, it's like a connect the dots, really. You go to this tower, you push this, you take this objective, you go to that, and they've just been following the steps to victory very well.
Oh no, Jack and PB Doughboy are caught! And Bastlink goes legendary, they pick up PB Doughboy instantly. Jack will be next to follow, flashes over the side, but Masking will follow. Oh, he doesn't quite get it! The poison is ticking away! He's gonna live just barely. Jack will make it out. A good flash over the wall there.
And they're finally going to take this Baron, and we're going to see a very conclusive team fight here in a second. Either we're going to see a dominance from AZIO, or we're going to see Team Land Gecko fight it off, and they're going to, drag the game out. It's going to be a pretty long one.
Without PB Doughboy, there's no chance of a steal. AZIO Esports going to be able to secure this one for themselves fairly nicely. Good, no smite going to be used there, I guess. Oh, well, he did use smite. I guess he just missed it. Or used it.
When you don't have any pressure, it's not, a big deal. when there's no chance of it getting stolen by a global or a jungler coming over.
I guess they did see Shaq.
You just smite for the maximum damage.
All right, Captain Jack Sparrow gonna put down some damage onto Jack. Jack backs himself away. He's about to lose Mega Gnar, but Fire Theft now getting jumped on by Shaq Daddy and Bad Cop, but he's gonna be the one going in onto Shaq Daddy. There's a good stun. He's gonna put down damage, but they don't have enough to kill him. Fire Theft gonna get knocked away by Bad Cop, knocked into the air. Shaq Daddy will secure the kill. Now PB Doughboy and Jack trying to do what they can. Jack Sparrow gonna be unloading onto the tower. They do secure it. Tien Sama rotating his way up here. Chrono gonna get body slammed. Right in the arcane comes out. Who is he looking for? He's looking for Mask Link, but he's gotten out of the range. Chrono backing away. Good shot, right catches 4. Jack has to back away. Tien Sama shut down. There's the auto attack from Jack Sparrow with the rat-a-tat-tat spray and pray, whatever it's called. Bad Cop now getting focused down. Explosive Cast goes out. Mask Link will get taken down by an auto attack from Bad Cop. Jack Daddy throwing down his damage, but he's not got a whole lot of it. Nesua goes in with the flash, and Captain Jack Sparrow will die in the end. After he secures Shaq Daddy, Bad Cop, the only remaining member of AZIO Esports, will back himself away. Bad Cop under tower. He's trying to see what he can do. He will not quite go down.
And they don't need him to. They'll just, back it up. They'll take the inhib here, and they'll reset. I'm really impressed with Land Gecko's ability to fight that off. They got Renekton down without losing too much. They got Zorath about half health. But Gragas and Tristana did a great job of poking down the Elise. They got a lot of damage on her before that fight even started.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that team fight went pretty well for Land Gecko, all things considered, but that comes too little too late. They're so pressured right now. 8 towers to 0, but they didn't lose either of those inhibs.
Yeah. Gold deficit only growing here. We got 14k now from 13 from 11. And a lot of the items that are built on Land Gecko are really sparse. Like, Jack still hasn't finished a second item. He's got the Thorn Mail, which he finished because he built a Bramble Vest.
Bad Cop punts out Mask Link, but Mask Link walks forward, doesn't quite get it. He's going to get stunned up. Here's Chrono just to throw up the Unbreakable, but Captain Jack Sparrow in the backline to assassinate Shaq Daddy, and he will focus down Tien, but Tien Buster shots him out and gets the kill back. In the other side, Bad Cop did go down to Mask Link. Oh, that's not the way you wanted Nesua to go, PB Doughboy. He's got a shockwave, pulls him back in. Chrono throws out the winner's bite, and it will be another kill. Nesua goes dominating. Fire Theft now jumping on to Jack in the top lane. Jack has to back away. There's the slice and dice. Fire Theft doesn't want to go under the tower, but AZIO Esports 3-man push into the bottom lane. Jack just being ignored by Fire Theft. Dominance pops out. He's gonna go in onto Tien Sama. But Jack jumped forward trying to get him, but he just left Tien to die. Now Jack is now the focus. He's the only remaining member. Nars him into the tower, but it doesn't matter. Double kill from Fire Theft.
And it looks like that's gonna be the end of the game, most likely.
Yeah, that's 2 inhibs down. They have Shaq Daddy respawning. AZIO Esports moving towards the mid lane.
So you alright, Alex? You got pretty excited there.
Mask Link and the rest of AZIO Esports push onto that mid lane. They get 3 inhibs onto Land Gecko, and now Land Gecko are just left to wait the inevitable.
Yeah, it's super hard to fend off 3 inhibs. 2 super minions in each lane stacks up really quickly. So what you really want to do here is, buckle down, clear the waves, and prepare for the coming onslaught. They really need to get out wards right now. Right now is the time they need to be warding so they can prepare to, defend which lane they're going to push from.
The reason why AZIO Esports couldn't end there is because they're so far ahead that it's only 27 minutes. The death timers are not very long right now.
Yeah, it's hard to deal with that. A lot of items completed on AZIO. We see Elise, she's got Leandries after her Runic Echoes, which is standard. She's got an Hourglass to defend herself from out of the, engage like Gragas ult and Gnar ult and that kind of thing. But she's also got another Codex, which I think is going into a Banshee's Veil to even further block a lot of that. On mid lane, we've got the Leandri's Torment, the Banshee's Veil, the Morello, and it looks like she's going into an item with the Blasting Wand, which is probably going to be Death Cap.
Void Staff?
Void Staff, too.
Considering the MR built up by Jack and PB Doughboy, that probably would be optimal to Void Staff.
Yeah.
Oh, Bad Cop goes in, he catches Netsuo with a combo, but they're getting zoned away by Captain Jack Sparrow, who just gets blown up, but a good shockwave will secure 2 more kills back for AZIO Esports. They traded their AD carry for both AD and mid on the side of lane. Gecko, Netsuo looking for Bad Cop. PB Doughboy taking a lot of damage. Bad Cop gonna get a good knockout. Glacial Fissure comes out. Good gnar from Jack, but it's not gonna matter. All the damage is dead. AZIO Esports, they trade 3 for 1, and they get the Nexus Tower number 1. Nexus Tower 2 falls immediately afterwards, and it's gonna be the Nexus. AZIO Esports will take the win after they kill off. Or they can just lose fire at them. Maskling will die. So not quite. He gets Jack. Sanya's in the fountain. It's not gonna matter. AZIO Esports take the win over Land Gecko.
It's a tradition to dive the the fountain after your team has won, especially this hard. You go in, you die. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Here, I was really impressed with the Elise. The Elise set up a lot of stuff early that really spiraled their team out of control. Orianna too. Orianna, great job mid lane.
Yep.
And I think we're gonna move over to an interview here in a second.
Yeah, but I mean, look at those scorelines. 7-0-14. Another 7-14. 12-1-2 for Maskling, just making everything happen across the map.
Braum didn't die either that game.
Yeah.
1-0-15. It's really hard not to die as a support. You're always out there in the front. Braum, it's a bit easier because he's a ball of health. But impressive they didn't die. Elise died once. Reddington 4 times. Twitch 4 times. Twitch is hard to not die.